Top Here Recording Podcast, episode 170. Tonight's guest, Luke Trimble.
I hate the way this house makes you shake. Teach howling on the edge of the bed, freezing death, saying can't leave this place. Well, I don't know, but I promise you one thing will beat winter snow. No, I ain't a rich man, won't you take my hand? So climb out of this hole. Girl, don't you understand? I got a big plan to build us a home. Buy you a ring. Honey, I'm saving all money to give you the finer things. I hate the way this old car won't start half time. Try to fix it up myself, but I ain't got a gearhead in my hind. Dude, got love for you. Now take us as far as we need to. Girl, don't you understand? I got a big plan. Turn around our luck. Looking on the internet at cherry red 05 Chevy truck with a passenger seat for a queen. Honey, I'm saving all money to give you the finer things. I know sometimes it gets hard, but I'll be your light in the dark. So if you're ever scared and alone, just know that my heart is an open field to roam. I hate the way I can't give you the whole world. See, love's a priceless thing. You don't measure a man with gold or pearls, but you can have all of me. What I gotta give don't cost a damn thing. No, I ain't a rich man, won't you take my hand? So climb out of this hole. Girl, don't you understand? I got a big plan to build us a home. Buy you a ring. Honey, I'm saving all money to give you the finer things. Finer things. Finer things. Finer things.
That was a hot one, man.
Pick up the microphone.
So hot it made me sweat.
Yeah, it's hot in here. I tell you what, man. Cheers, Neil.
Hey, man. Cheers, Luke. Cheers, buddy.
Luke.
Thank you for
Tink.
coming in, man. Tink, tink.
Cheers, Brent.
Be
able to have a drink with Brent again someday.
Someday. Maybe.
I'm usually a sweater, so.
Me too. So this is going to be one wet podcast.
Brother, we'll all be sweating in here. So, man, I tell you, my wife and I, we're having one of those periods. Everything we have is broken. Everything. Air went out today.
What? Except your marriage, man.
Yeah,
that's all that matters. That's what's important. It's the little things.
I hate to pick anything up.
Don't touch anything. Don't spill it. Oh, no, you might spill it.
Oh, man, our things are smearing. Let me tell you what we're having here, Luke. This is a mixture of 15 bourbons. We have no idea what. Whenever we get down to the last 2 or 3 inches, we pour it in the bottle, and we're up to 15, and we just drink off of it.
Yeah, it's good.
So It's pretty good.
And it really
once you always like pour the Old Forester in last, and I think that makes it good.
Yeah, and that's that actually had 114 in it, and that's good.
Yeah.
So, man, I'm in.
So it's not bad at all.
Yeah, dude, perfect.
So how was your ride in, Luke?
It wasn't bad. About an hour and a half journey from Lexington, so not bad.
I remember those days. You good days. You can make it in under an hour.
Yeah,
if you drive fast enough.
I was booking it, but yeah, it was a good little trip. It's pretty country, like I was saying. You guys, it's nice out here.
Yeah,
very pretty.
Man, I'm glad we could. That doesn't sound like that nice comes from Lexington, though. Did you just say it's nice? Nice out
nice.
It is.
That doesn't come from Lexington, though, does it? Nice?
No. That's a back home saying.
Okay.
It's. I was in Charleston, West Virginia, a couple weeks ago playing a gig, and the bartender was making fun of my accent. I was like, if you're in West Virginia getting it made fun of, it's bad, right? But I take some pride in it, you know.
There you go.
I just got back from North Dakota, and they can't even understand me half the time up there.
Really?
I have to slow down, and you have to enunciate every word very clearly, and you have to say, "Oh yeah," a lot. And I bet you. I bet you. Oh,
I can't hear you. I bet you. I bet you can't.
What the hell did you say? Oh yeah, I see. All right, Luke. So we'll start off. Why don't you take us back to childhood and just tell us about your early memories of music, and then if there's a point in your life where you realized music was going to be a big part of what you do.
Yeah. I don't really come from a big music family. It was my grandmother sang in church growing up, and she'd sing to us. When she kept us and things like that. But my family's I come from two teachers, and my dad's a big sports guy, a big coach. So sports were like a big thing growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking and I was always a big fan of music. Never really picked up an instrument until I was around 15 or 16. But before that, my dad's a big music head anyway. So, my style is more country, I would say nowadays, the kind of folky type stuff. But back in the day, growing up, it was, I can remember a burnt CD my dad had, and it was like My Morning Jacket and Avett Brothers and Ryan Adams, different things. So I was getting a full spectrum of different things. But I think, when I got kind of into middle school age, like freshman age around that time, was when, back home in Eastern Kentucky, like Tyler Childers was at my high school. He's probably 6 years older than me, something like that. And
kind of got the same high school.
Yeah. And kind of got to know him actually growing up. Him and my dad were good buddies, but being around, watching what he was doing, and Nick Jamerson. I'm not sure if you guys.
Oh, Nicholas Jamerson, man, I love Nicholas Jamerson.
Like that, I guess just writing about, the area I'm from, and things that I could just relate to, I guess. And I think the writing aspect was really what, captured me before anything. Hearing what those guys were putting out and comparing it to my life and what I could be writing about. So that's when I kind of tried my hand in it. And, my sister was always a good singer in the family. She never did much with it, but, I kind of taught myself guitar and was learning some songs and stuff like that. But I found a real love with just writing, I think. And I think that came before the, put it into chords and things like that. So it's always been a big part of my life. I wouldn't say, I was raised as the typical musician who, has a guitar in their hand at the age of 5 or 6, which I would have loved to have, I think. But I think for me, it kind of came naturally with, what I was hearing around me and writing a lot,
So you started with guitar and you started writing about the same time? But
yeah, so I started learning guitar around that probably 15, 16 range, and then, kind of got into the writing as well. And like I said, it was a mixture of things I wasn't hearing, things that I liked, and kind of wanting to express, my idea of, where I'm from and the people around, because it's a really interesting place. And, seeing the way those guys were doing it, I think really influenced me to try my hand at it.
You remember the first time you played one of your originals for somebody?
Yeah, so Pie County Queen, which is a tune I actually got to record last year. That's why I'm kind of glad I'm catching up with you guys, after the first time I reached out to you, have some stuff to promote and put out. But yeah, Pie County Queen was like one of the first tunes I wrote for a girlfriend back in the day, and she's long gone, but it's it's a song that's still doing well for me nowadays. And I can remember just writing that, and it was Pike County was a few counties over where I'm from, and kind of mentioning things about her and things that would be unique to the area. I remember just loving it and falling in love at that time, and playing for a girl you love is always a nice thing to get started with. But yeah, I think it just kind of went from there, and building to my last EP I released, and continuing to write.
I love the accent.
Yeah.
It reminds me of when I worked in a high school. I was a teacher and then a assistant principal and principal, and we had a PE teacher one time, and he was from somewhere in Eastern Kentucky. I'm not going to be able to remember right now. But he kept on. He was asking me about a kid in his class. He wanted to know more about Mac Smith. I was looking on the rosters, and I kept telling him, Larry, you don't have a Mac. He said, yeah, I do. I got a Mac Smith. He's in my second period class. And it took forever for us to figure out he was saying Mike.
Mac Smith.
I feel like mine's like the more I was started in Paintsville, and then moved to Richmond, Kentucky, went to EKU there, and then like wound up in Lexington. Like I'll go back home, and the accents are just like, I don't know, it's something like I hear it going to a gas station or something, hear someone talking, with that thick accent, it like brings me joy and brings me home.
Yeah.
I think I've gradually gotten mine's a less thick as it used to be, but when I come to
probably
territory like this.
As soon as you pull into the home, though, it probably comes right back.
Exactly. Yeah.
Woo. Does anybody else feel like they're in a Native American sweat lodge?
I feel good, man.
Dude, I am dying. I'm like, I feel sweat rolling down my butt crack. There you go. Good. Do that so it makes it look like I'm not sweating that bad. So my shirt's soaked. Ooh, my forearms are sweating.
my guitar will probably be drenched.
Oh, dude, it's gonna go out of tune like crazy.
So did you keep playing through college? You said you were at EKU?
Yeah. So I graduated in 2020. I think towards the end of college, I think those first 2 years I kind of got everything out of my system I wanted to, and was still playing for people, things like that. I'd play a spot up show here or there, but I think towards like my junior and later years of college, I really started trying to get into like the music scene, that's building around Lexington and that central Kentucky area and eastern Kentucky as well. These past 2 years really been, I think, 2.5 been hitting it a lot more hard, just learning and playing bigger shows, bigger stages. It's such a learning process from, where I was then when I first started. But around those later years of college, like 2019, 2020, really started to get out and, I never wanted to be a guy who wanted to go out and, play. I love playing covers and things like that. But, writing was the thing I first fell in love with. Mm-hmm. So, that's something I always wanted to push, was be able to go out and play my own tunes and, finally, through those years, kind of writing and getting to where I could play hour sets, things like that, to help out. So
you mentioned Tyler going to your high school and kind of Nicholas Jamerson and now you, and there's a lot of music going on, especially good original music coming out around Eastern to Central Kentucky. How much do you attribute like the success of Tyler bringing recognition to that part of rural Kentucky to really give people pause to listen to what's going on there? Because a lot of times, this state of Kentucky can get skipped over real easy when it comes to music or anything big, professional sports teams, this and that. There's a correlation there somewhere. But, as far as like just having him really be successful, do you think that's helped generate that interest in that area in particular?
Yeah, absolutely. I think more than anything, it's put on, we get in Eastern Kentucky, there's I'm sure you've heard it from down here anyway. There's a lot of negative things that, can be attracted in the area from list of things, drug use, different things that, may put a negative about the area. But, I think, after coal mining's been out and, things like that, it's really, going back home is not as the same as it was 10 years ago. And I think with Tyler and Chris Stapleton and, Sonny Best, people, Nick James, things like that, really put, a shine on the area where there's so much negativity from the outside world looking in, just thinking a bunch of dumb hillbillies or something. But then you have these guys who write in these beautiful songs that no one's, really heard. And I think, us at the time, I remember, going to watch Tyler, in front of 10 people, back in those days. And I think just the point where it's got now where I think, for even music wise, I think the aspect that I bring, my sound, it's really put on for those people who are doing the more authentic. But more than anything, like you're saying about Eastern Kentucky, I think it's just brought a good light to, the area and, people for, future generations to look up to. And, it was like that, I'm sure, for those guys with the Ricky Skaggs and the Keith Whitley, like that. But um, I think when you really dive into the lyrics of the tunes, when I'm thinking of Childers, songs like Follow You to Virgie, things like that, I think it just brings a whole beauty of the area I don't think people realize or see, from pictures or reading a book or something. I think, just the music, in my opinion, brought out a different aspect of people to, cherish the area and dig back into the roots that, because music's so important to the people around there. So.
You working on anything in the studio now, or?
Yeah, so got 2 studio dates lined up for next July. I'm gonna start from there. Been writing a lot recently, so gonna get in and last time I recorded my EP last November, I was doing a lot of solo stuff and hired a bunch of session musicians who were phenomenal and did an unreal job with it. But these past 5 or so months, put together a full band with kind of a more of a last record kind of had the fiddle pedal steel sound, and this one we're kind of going more fiddle electric guitar, kind of a little bit more country rocky thing. But getting the studio next month. Gonna try to build an album is where I'd like to go now. I did a 5-song EP, so I think that's the goal for any musician. Looking really forward to it. Doing in the back home in East Kentucky at the Mountain Arts Center, the big studio there. So.
Who are you playing with? Who's in your band right now?
We got Lucy Becker, who's my fiddle player. She's from Lexington, Kentucky, and then Braxton Burke is my drummer, who they're both students and Daniel Huff is my guitarist, and they're all 3 students at Moorhead Music School. So I met Lucy. Her dad's actually Brad Becker, who does Red Barn Radio, like we were talking before, and met her through him, and that's kind of had the duo thing going on, and then met my bass player, Connor McGlone, who's actually goes EKU and friends with a bunch of my buddies. So met him in a bar one night and, was doing the trio thing for a while with those 2, and then added Braxton, who's our drummer, and he comes from a real, like, rocky background, never done much country, so really liking the aspect he brings in. And then, Daniel Huff's a new guitar player that's joined us here in the past few weeks that's we're really enjoying working with him too. So a lot of talented people and a lot of, we practice a lot, which is something I didn't do going into the last, practice with myself, but, going into this EP, I think, or this album, having things prepared, just more of a creativity aspect to it, with not just session musicians who are kind of trying to get in and get out, who care, but, they're there for that paycheck,
Man, I tell you what, there's something significant about showing up in a studio and not having to do anything other than play the stuff you know. There's no writing, there's no, there's always room for that, and I think if you have enough money and you want to just, noodle around in the studio and kind of write, that's one thing. But if you're a paying, musician like yourself that's paying to go in a studio, there is nothing more beneficial than showing up, being tight, being able to run through your songs a couple times and knowing that you're done. So that practice is going to pay off a ton for you guys when it comes to that studio session.
Literally.
Yeah, you'll probably save, there's no telling. And not having
better.
To punch in. Yeah.
It's more natural
it's
if
not
you do
even
the live recording.
I don't even know if it's a sound thing, more or less a feel thing, which you probably are understanding with the difference between studio musicians and people you practice with. There's a feeling that when you bring a song to the studio with a bunch of people that have created a vibe with that song and a feel, and the ins and outs, and know it intricately and love the song for the writing and for what it is, it's played different. It can be the same notes, it can be the same tempo, it's played different. It just feels different. I truly believe that.
Have you seen any change in your writing since you're primarily solo before and now you have a group around you? Has that changed your writing approach, or?
Yeah, I think I don't want it to change the way I go at things, but I think just thinking about like solos, breaks, different things like that definitely is the aspect to be brought into it. But I mean, like, I don't know, it's a whole different aspect that's brought on me, like even shows, thinking of songs being set up different ways, thinking of how I'm gonna set list and make it like a good event, and not just way different than a song.
Yeah.
I think having them around's really pushed me to be bringing new songs to practice next week. To have something fresh, and it's been refreshing for me. I think I really hammered it out as a solo act. And I think traveling wise, the hang with care about you, care about your music, your friends, and on stage, it's a lot more fun.
Oh yeah,
being with people,
night and day, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially when you're tight. So, so when you're writing now, and maybe now compared to just the last couple, the last EP, there is do you have to like consciously not write something you think Tyler Childers would sing? Do you have to go, because there's a in that area, and even here, there's a lot of filter over from Tyler Childers' love. There's a lot of it. You know how popular he is now, especially coming out of your hometown. Is it something that you catch yourself like emulating sometimes where you go, or do you just go with it anyway?
Yeah, absolutely. I think going back, like he's the reason I picked up a guitar doing that firsthand,
Oh.
And I think over time it's kind of helped to. I'm my own artist, and these guys, did a great thing. It's what I learned on and what I want to do, but I think I've learned how you want to do this as a true artist, and I think just being true to yourself, making your own path, finding your own sound, which is I think something that I've been doing a lot better of recently. I think it just takes, everyone's going to be influenced by someone
Huge, yeah.
But finding your own sound, and I think building the band around that is big for that. But even writing, I don't think I ever want to go into it thinking it's going to be about something they've written. But I think just as time's gone on, my first EP was very much about back home and very much of kind of how my upbringing was, and the things that influenced me. I think going into this new album, it's like it's more matured to more common day things, for the late 20-year-old.
Yeah.
So I think it's just been growth as a musician and figuring out what this whole thing is, because it's a very broad thing.
Well, and it sounds like you haven't set still. I'm starting to sound like stale. So you haven't set still. So you are gaining those life experiences that's going to change what your writing is, from being back home and having that be like basically the same thing that he was writing about. So you're getting different life experience, which changes things. So yeah, man, I just know like when I go through phases where I listen to stuff where I would write and I'd go back and listen to it and go, that sounds like this, and then that sounds like this, and then listen to like Sublime, and I'd have a song that's very Sublime-ish, and then then go bluegrass, and then the neato thing, the interesting thing is like when you developing your own style, which I think you're in the mix of that right now, getting that band and starting to write and really push that envelope. You really learn who you are as a musician and learn your real direction. And it's awesome that it's a moving target. I mean, I think that when you get stuck on here's what I am, here's what I'm going to write, here's my next album, I'm still the same thing, I'm just writing about the same stuff, to be able to evolve and change and kind of take those influences as a songwriter, man.
Important.
Yeah. I never know where I'm going with something.
You're too hot, man. You're too hot tonight.
I'm sweating down my back bed, dude. I'm going to leave this studio.
Let's do another one, Luke.
Yeah.
What you got for us? Tell us about it.
I'll do you one. That first one's going to be one we're going to be recording next month, and this one's going to be one that we're going to be recording as well.
What was that first one called? Finer
Things?
Yeah. Look at
that. And this next is called Black Gold. It's actually an older tune that I wrote around 2020 when the Black Jewel mining strike happened. It kind of, coal mining's what it is in Eastern Kentucky, and I've always wanted to write something about coal mining and what just giving a lot on what they go through and their trials and tribulations and everything that they brought to the area. I didn't have any in my family, but I know of many friends and that have parents that are dads that are in the coal mine or in the business. So I think with this tune, I just want to shine a light on, what they go through on a daily basis and over the years, what they've had to go through. And I think it's found a more negative light now where it's just, there's no jobs really with coal mining anymore, coal trucks, things like that. So I don't want to give the benefit of doubt to them and shine a light on what they went through. So
yeah, okay, cool.
Feet hit the floor about 5:15. They don't stop moving till it's quitting time. 'Cause it's a long walk to the Van Leer mines. Poor man's wage of nickels and dimes. From the aches in his back and coal dust in his lungs, to him 23 didn't feel so young. He's got a woman and 2 babies to feed, so he'll say he's slave to the coal company. As he says, God, have mercy on my soul. As I dig deeper to my grave, search of that black gold. His granddaddy marched for coal miners' rights, 1920 on a cold winter's night. Well, he was shot down by West Virginia State Police, brought the Union men straight to their knees. And that was his dad's proudest story to tell. The black lunks in that heathen straight to hell. As he screamed, God, have mercy on my soul. As I dig deeper to my grave, search of that black gold. Living in a mine shaft ain't prosperous so much, but there's a sense of pride in those who push their luck. So he'll make that walk to the Van Leer mines, with his head held high every day till he dies. As he says, God, have mercy on my soul. As I dig deeper to my grave, search of that black gold.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
excellent. Thank you, guys.
That's the first time I got the chills in here for a while, man. That would touch me, man.
Got the chills in a hot room.
Yeah, I felt that one. I hope that feeling comes across that microphone to the listeners. Yeah.
I got heat bumps. Does that count?
Sounded good.
No, that was excellent. It was beautiful.
That's a great song. Yeah.
2 for 2.
Yeah. Heck yeah. All right, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time
question.
for Weston's questions.
I want you to write a little ditty we can play right here.
Little intro.
Weston's questions.
Yeah. All right.
Hold on.
What? Cranberry, lime, Kroger, seltzer water.
Pretty good.
Cheers.
Do y'all drink seltzer water? You drink seltzer water, Luke?
I don't know.
Man, it's addicting.
It is.
I don't know. I've never gave it a shot.
It gives you a little burn. Tastes like nothing. It's awesome.
I'm terribly. terribly addicted to Dr. Pepper right now. It's sad, but it's taken over my life. So.
I like Dr. Pepper. If I'm going to have a soft drink, I'll go for Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper was mine, man.
I
haven't had
you
a
stay
Coke
away from
since
those
last
diet
July.
drinks,
Diet
man.
Coke's worse than regular,
Diet drinks will kill you.
and not drinking's worse than drinking.
Hey, I haven't had a actual.
I haven't had beverage
Coke
in 7
since
months.
Last
What
July.
are you just trying to cut out every joy of your life?
Yes,
He can't
yes.
have sugar and he can't
do
have
nothing.
alcohol.
He can't do anything.
I drank diet anyway, but I
No,
quit drinking
that's
Coke.
normal. This is what. Hey, it's Brent, ladies and gentlemen, Brent.
Alcohol's such a blessing to the world.
It really is. Yeah, I need some more. I'll drink Brent's.
There you go.
But there is a point. There is a point, you know.
Drink
Yeah,
my
you
share.
can't drink.
It's like everything, moderation.
Yeah, man. 1.5 bourbons a podcast.
What's your all's favorite bourbon being?
Elmer T. Lee, you can't find it anymore.
My favorite. Gosh, that's hard. I'd had to say probably Knob Creek, maybe.
I don't know, man. I've had some Foregate that's pretty amazing.
Foregate.
It's
Yeah.
like $200 a
Elijah
bottle.
Craig.
Elijah Craig's always good.
I have a lot of favorites.
Hey, man, Buffalo Trace. You can never go wrong with Buffalo
No.
Trace.
No.
I like the Evan
Eagle
Williams.
Rare.
Evan Williams 100 proof is good.
Yeah.
Old
Forester
Forester 100
100
proof. Jeez.
Blanton's.
That Granddad 114 is good.
Granddad 114.
That Top Hill 15 is pretty good,
yeah,
too.
it is.
Yeah, it's all good, man. We like it all. That could be we could have finished the rest of the podcast.
Right?
Hey, question 4. What's your favorite bourbon?
There
That's
we go.
an easy one. Yeah,
got
thanks,
you.
Luke.
And
Appreciate
we'll
you, brother.
say,
Please appreciate
we'll
you,
give
brother.
credits to Luke.
Luke
Yeah.
Trimble
What's your
question.
favorite
Give me
bourbon?
a shout out.
All right, Luke. So tell us something that's not musical that people would find interesting about you.
Yeah, I read this question when y'all sent it, but usually if my go-to thing is I'm a triplet is what I usually
What?
tell people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I got 3 sisters I have total, and then 2 of those I'm a triplet with. So.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Never.
what-
I don't think I've ever met anybody.
I don't think I have
Well, I
either.
don't think I have either.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, my
So you're
Hey,
the
man,
oldest, or the middle, or the
congratulations.
youngest?
I'm the thank you. I'm the oldest one.
So you were the first out, huh?
Yeah, first
Dude.
one out, and
And 2 sisters behind you?
2 sisters behind me. Yeah, and they're
Wow.
both. One of them was in Charleston, South Carolina, and one of them was in Richmond, and they're both in Lexington now. So.
Oh,
So
wow.
did you
Back,
guys-
Yeah.
You guys fight a lot growing up?
Yeah, that's what I just went on a trip this past weekend, Charlotte, to the NASCAR race. Didn't get to watch it, but and my new girlfriend, came with me, and I was just letting her know. I was like, we go out. I don't know how it was in your household growing up, but it gets loud in our household. So yeah,
Well, it gets loud so you can hear.
right.
I mean, 3 of you, man, dude. I could imagine. I had 3 kids. I can imagine them all 3 the same age, the same time.
I'm just thinking about his parents.
That's what I asked. I've asked my dad, like, what was the first thing you did, and he was like, I went
Started
and
drinking.
went and got a beer and a steak. And I was like,
a
that's
beer, a
probably
steak,
the
and
right
a
thing.
vasectomy.
I mean, it's
Yeah, one more 4 years later. So.
And a bag of peas.
it's hard enough to keep one baby fed and clean.
Dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was interesting, but yeah, that's usually what my go-to is. Yeah, I'm a triplet.
Yeah,
So
dude.
were you guys always in the same classes in school?
Yeah,
all the way through.
We were, and then I got held back for not being dumb, but for sports was the reasoning. Everyone, back home gets held back for sports, but that's what I did.
What was your main sport?
Football is what I liked. So, but
Defensive back or running back?
defensive back.
I know
Yeah,
you got
that
the
was
build still, man.
right? Yeah. I don't know if I could run anymore, but yeah. It was interesting growing up.
So, are you in therapy for only having a third of the love, or do y'all love? Or y'all loved 100%?
It's all equal.
All
And there's a younger
100%.
one, so it's just like
I bet
it's got to be
birthdays-
shared.
Birthdays were absolute blast, I bet.
Oh my God, I bet
Chaotic,
you're
yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
I bet you're wrong, dude. I got 2 February kids, and it's like,
Yeah.
Well, it's because my brother and I were born the same day, 3 years apart.
Coming from, and then 2 teachers in the
somebody had
house.
a birthday.
Yeah.
10
and
months
we had
prior.
fun. Our birthdays were fun, yeah. December 4th. We were both born on December 4th, 3 years
What
apart.
you do in December for a fun birthday? Inside shit?
Hell, I don't know. Birthdays are always fun.
We
I
all,
can't-
went, we all went to EKU together, so like we got to spend our 21st and things like that together. So those were fun.
Ooh,
times,
okay.
Other than the childhood.
Love hard, fight hard. That thing, right?
Right.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Did y'all ever sing together? Harmonies?
So my
Sibling harmonies?
no, I wish have a BG
See?
thing going on or something, but
Telling you.
the youngest triplet. She's growing up. She was like the singer. Like she did, a lot of plays and just always sing. And then She grew out of it. She doesn't even like to do. I'll ask her to I was like, I'm making an album this summer. Like, just come sing on one song. Just your name will get on the album. Everything will be fun. And
no, she won't do it.
Too shy.
Yeah.
You know how to get them to do it. You got to shame them.
Shame.
Your parents ever dress you guys alike?
Them for sure. Maybe not me. I was the lone man out. My dad
like the Shining Twins.
Exactly. Well, and that's what. Once they were like a year older than me in school and stuff. Like everyone at EKU and thought they were twins and I was alone. So got left out of that somehow.
Yeah, you're the first triplet I've ever met, I'm pretty sure. There's probably not many of you.
I wonder what
Gotta be
I wonder what the statistic is on triplet.
I bet it's less than
0.05.
Yeah, it's low.
It's low.
Triplets.
That's wild.
Yeah. That's almost
Hey, man, you blew our mind.
That's a litter.
Cheers to blowing our mind.
It's like having a litter of puppies. Oh, here comes another one. Did they know before the due date?
Yeah, they knew. That was the day Dad got the beer and the steak, I think.
I think I see another head.
Yeah, it sucks about 3, man. Never mind.
Here you go.
I don't want to edit it out.
Now that I have my laptop here. So, twins occur 1 in 250 pregnancies. Triplets 1 in about 10,000.
Wow. You're special, man.
Unique.
Quadruplets 1 in 700,000 pregnancies.
That's like one of those a million versus a billion stats that blow your mind.
That's crazy.
You want to hear it?
All right, man. That's a good answer to number 1.
I got statistics. Did you hear a million, man? 1 million seconds is like 13 days. 1 billion seconds is 31 years.
I believe it.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
1 million seconds is like 13 days. 1 billion. That's the difference between it being a millionaire and a billionaire.
Shows you how rich Elon Musk is.
They don't need it. You don't need it, people. Donate. Right? We don't need it.
Save up for the finer things.
No more spaceman.
All right, so tell us about a nightmare gig or something embarrassing that's happened to you on stage.
Yeah, I was thinking about this one too. My biggest fear on stage is always breaking strings because I've always had that guitar, and the other one I have is just a POS Fender that I don't use much. But luckily, I have a guitar player now who brings his back up for me to use. But it's always a nightmare of mine, and just I can change strings, but just on the spot with the pressure of the crowd. I don't know. It's a lot, but
a lot goes into that, man.
Yeah, when I was first starting off, playing, kind of going around. I played a festival in Hazard, Kentucky, and I was feeling like crap going into it, not feeling well at all, and get up on stage and not having it was a big festival, and the band before me, I was this local kid who had a full band. They were killing it, and I went on solo, and it was just kind of dead after that. But third or fourth song in, my string breaks, and I forgot to pack extra strings, so I was just what am I going to do here? So I walked off stage, found the dude that was playing after me, and asked him if I could use his guitar, and luckily he let me, and which was not the rest of the set was okay. And then I get home after that, and like I was saying, I felt bad before, and then tested positive for COVID that day. It was in it was around that time, so it was just like a nightmare of a day.
Terrible day. Hey, last time I broke, I've done that before. Broke strings, didn't have anything. Was not at a festival. Was at a little bar restaurant thing, pizza place. Fortunately, I had a friend that lived right down the road that could go save me with some strings.
I lived like a mile and a half from the place.
I was like,
went and got a string real quick.
Here's the crazy part. I had extra strings. I may have had 2 sets of extra strings, but I did not have the one string that I needed. It was like
that's
a G string.
Break.
Yep, break it every time.
That's when I always break, man.
It's like, come on, dude. Well, why is this string? Yeah, wild.
Break your G string?
Break a G string like crazy. E or G?
Yeah, I usually break the E string.
E's an easy one to break.
Yeah.
I can break that just looking at it weird. Like, what the hell?
I don't know if I've ever broken a G string, though.
I bet you have. I bet you have playing electric back in the old days when you had your zoot suit on and doing your dances and shit. You get to strumming hard, bro.
All right, Luke, so who's the last local musician you listened to?
Man, I think the way I found out about you guys, I have a couple I want to shout out, but Tyler Hood is one that you know, I play a lot of shows with Tyler. You know, I never really played much around Louisville until I met him. So I always try to promote Tyler. I think he's one of the best songwriters around. But an album of someone I don't know that's a local guy. I met him a few weeks ago, but you know, not as close to, is Logan Halstead. Just came out with a new album. It's phenomenal. And then Daniel Kane. I know you guys had him on here. He just came out with a few new songs. So those are a few guys that I've been listening to a lot here lately.
Yeah, dude, Logan, we've been trying to get Logan in since before he had any Instagram followers. Remember I sent him? I was like, look at this little kid. He was like, this was before he was, I mean, it was probably the beginning of this podcast, probably 3.5 years ago. And I don't think he checks his messages.
Not from us anyway.
Hey, let me throw some stuff real quick since number 3, local artists. We've had some albums come out in the last couple of weeks. Mama Said String Band had a record released that's really, really good. Producing a Kind of Generation just had a record come out that's really good. Young Romantics just had a record come out that's really good. Blind Feline had Kentucky Drifter come out that's really, there's a lot of good records right now. So there, I mean, dude, it's crazy how much new music is going on right now in this scene. It's killer. I mentioned all that because I was reading the Leo review. Then it was reviewing, like, I think 3 of those records were reviewed, but there was a band that a group on there that I was reading about. But the one thing the reviewer said that caught my attention is said, if nobody's paying attention, the stuff going on in the music scene around here right now is outrageous. And I can't I mean, it's every genre, it's up and down the spectrum. But dude, people are coming out with such good music, such interesting and sophisticated and well put together stuff. I know Turn 3 guys are getting ready to come out with some stuff. They just had a EP release that was really, really good. I think 4 songs on it with a redo of one of their old songs. But man, there's just, and Thunder Sounds, dude, their stuff sounds amazing coming out of that studio right now too.
Man, I wish you wouldn't have started mentioning new music. I know we're forgetting people.
No, but I mean, just that's off the top of the head because there's so many good ones.
We've talked about it every time. Every time I've been listening in the Neil Johnstone style. I'll get in the car and just listen to somebody's album start to finish.
Yeah, dude.
I've been doing that a lot.
Luke Powers, he just had one recently in the last few months come out that's, I did listen to it front to back, and it's just like, good Lord, dude. Good Lord. It is. You know, I saw Tyler recently in a writing group that I'm doing, and he was there. And he's like, I'm just going to throw a song out there. I did it. I don't like it that much anymore. I don't play it, and then blah, blah, blah. And then he plays it, and you're like, you're an idiot, dude. You got to play that. It's amazing. Come on. It's one of those things. It's
storyteller.
He's just good. Well, you're very much cut from the same cloth because you paint a picture. Yep. You know, there's Brad pointed to his arm when you were playing that last song because he had chills. Because when you can tell a story, paint a picture, keep the interest, and convey a message, and get from the beginning to the end, and you have that feeling, the kind of we were talking about with having that band that promotes that same feel. But when you can do that in a room like this, man, you're nailing something, you know. So,
all right, so we had this dude come in named Luke Trimble who brought this next question to us. What's your favorite bourbon?
Oh, yeah, you guys didn't name the one out. My favorite, I like Woodford.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not like my friends are big bourbon. Like my buddy Dylan, he just bought a big like bourbon barrel, like sawed in half, and he just like nice bourbon
display.
Yeah. And I'm not that heavy into it, but like I enjoy good Woodford. Is my go-to.
Woodford's good, man. Woodford's
I don't know
good.
if that's cheap or not.
No, that's
like
the bourbon of the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
Right?
There you go.
Yeah, man, Woodford's good. It's definitely a go-to. Nope.
Yeah.
Green Weller had that. Green Weller.
Weller?
Yeah.
Weller's good.
Back when you used to
that's
go
old
get
day.
Yeah, right.
That's the 86, right? Green?
Yeah, that's just...
It's good.
Yeah, just...
Russ Edwards.
Is that what it is, 86 proof?
That Russ Edwards?
Oh, you're talking about... No, his drink is very old Barton 86.
Oh, he's B.O.B.
Yeah. Yeah, he drinks VOB.
I said his name and your name today.
VOB and regular Coke.
Regular Coke, and he's
very
going to live forever.
Yeah.
Hey, I said Russ and your name today on the golf
All right,
course.
let me hear it.
I said, well, Brad told me that Russ Edwards said if you just play the easy shot and hit it out in the fairway from the stupid spot, you save a stroke. And guess what? Saved a
You good
stroke.
today?
Yeah, saved a stroke.
It takes discipline, though, doesn't it?
It was the hardest thing I ever done in my
'Cause
life.
you always
dude.
think, there's more air in that tree. I bet I
Like-
could hit through it.
I know when my wife birthed our children, it was tough, but I don't think it was as tough as hitting
golf.
out to the fairway on that shot instead of taking another shot. Things
Yeah.
are tough. I don't know if it's that tough.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing to do. I love you, honey.
Now, Russ, though, when he plays golf, he plays the ball where it lies.
Yeah.
And I always give it a good roll up on a tuft of grass or something.
It's like, dude, I hit it in the fairway. Why is it on the dirt in the fairway?
A little flatter spot.
That's some bull crap.
Do you golf, Luke?
My dad, who just retired recently, golfs every day, and he always took me growing up. I do play some, but not very good. When I was in college and high school, like my main job I did was just mow grass at golf courses. So
there you go.
I was there so much and like had free golf at these really nice courses, but
Nope.
by the end of the day, like I just want to get out of
Get off the
so
golf course.
I'm trying to get better at it,
Dude, number one, it's too expensive, but I understand why. But, anyway. And I think I probably played 5 times in the last 6 or 7 years until this year. And it's like one of those games, the more you play, you still suck.
I retired.
You
for-
got to play a
That's
lot
fine,
of
dude.
golf
You
to
do.
get
It's
that
fun.
much better.
Yep.
I hate golf.
Yeah.
Too
It's-
frustrating.
You don't like golf?
I
Yeah.
get too quick, man.
Yeah. It's
Too
fun,
frustrating.
dude.
I enjoy going out and having a few beverages with
Yeah.
the friends. But
I love scrambles for that reason.
Right, yeah.
Little day drinking.
Scrambles are fun.
If I can play a scramble, be on my brother's team, I'll play because he's like a scratch golfer. But other than that, I'm like, no.
I play because day
But he's
drinking.
always hiding from you.
Yeah.
I wanna be on
I wanna
Brent's
Brent's team. Hey, I'll tell you after the. We can,
All right, Luke, what's your glory days memory from high school football?
Ooh.
What's your favorite play
was,
you've ever been involved in?
Pick 6.
Yeah, a few. I don't know. My team was like football was a big part of my life. Then where we worked out and did all that stuff. But when I was a freshman in high school, we went like 0-10. Then by the time I was a senior in high school, my senior year we went 13-1 and lost in the Final Four of the state. So that was a cool kind of turn around the program. And my buddy Cash Daniel, he played at UK.
Yeah.
Played football for UK. He graduated with me there.
Tight
so-
end.
A linebacker.
Linebacker.
So like he was Mr. Football that year, so it was really cool. Just being a part of that, and we won on a the number 1 team in the state came into Paintsville my senior year. It was Pikeville at the time in 1A, and we beat them on the last second 2-point conversion with him. So that was
no kidding.
and they beat us in the Final Four that year to end our season. But that was a cool moment. We hadn't beat them in like 20 years. It was very cool.
That's one of those
All right,
things, dude.
that's your team memory. All right, what
Yeah.
about yours? Your favorite play you're involved, the play you're like, hell yeah.
Bourbon County came down to Paintsville my senior year, and I had 2 pick sixes that game.
Oh, there we go.
snap.
In the same game.
That's it.
Moorhead was there watching their quarterback, and then
He doesn't like talking about himself, does he?
no,
like
no,
it.
after the game, they came and offered me so,
No kidding.
but I didn't play college football. I was too busy in the fun stuff. But
How many concussions have you had?
not to me, I didn't miss a game in high school. I played both sides of the ball too. I don't know how.
Yeah.
But then I think I made the right decision not to keep going.
yeah.
playing
That's
because
where
it
the
would've-
concussions happen right
yeah,
there.
I would have been the smallest guy probably on the team, and it would have been.
All right.
Yeah.
What about you, dude? Do you got a favorite memory from high school wrestling? Did you ever like pin somebody and start humping them? They didn't do it back in the day, did they?
I don't know if I have a favorite memory that stands out.
I mean, you were a really good wrestler.
I know it, but yeah, so so I know it.
I mean, you were. It's true.
No, my biggest memory in high school is losing in the state finals. So that's not a good memory.
That's
man.
a sucky
Yeah.
memory.
That was the same there. Final Four. It was
Yeah.
rough.
But some of the most memorable matches was like a nemesis, and I ran into him in Derby City. It's like a guy named Charlie Harlemert. Trinity, and we had battles every time.
Really?
Yeah, every time it's right down to the wire, 1-point matches, and yeah.
Where'd you guys go to high school in Louisville? You guys from around here?
I went to Fairdale, right down the road.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to DuPont Manual, and then Brent went to
St. X.
St. Exeter. Yeah, man, we're all over the map up here.
How about another song, man? What do you got for us?
I'll do one that I was talking about earlier that came off the last EP. It's called Pot County Queen.
Okay.
Oh, man. I already love this song, brother.
I like it because it's called Pack
County. No, this is a good one. They're all good. But, yeah, man, this one's got like 60,000 something plays on Spotify right here, buddy. Yes.
Too damn young to do what I was told. I'd run through the hills, I'd drink and I'd smoke. 19 with rambling on my mind. Never thought I'd find a lover that slowed down my stride. That's way behind. And I told her, you look like something I'd seen in my dreams. Won't you come my way, my Pike County queen? "23 never looked so lonely tonight, but I'm 10 miles from Lockins Creek. I hope I make it there by light." Remember those times that Mama used to say, "Son, you're hell-bound for living your life this way." Lying eyes say, "Mom, I'm heaven sent." Then think an angel from down the river would make me an honest man. That was back then. And I told her, you look like something I'd seen in my dreams. Won't you come my way, my Pike County queen? "23 never looked so lonely tonight, but I'm 10 miles from Lockins Creek. I hope I make it there by light." Black-haired beauty with a wild side. There's something I need to tell you before you head home tonight. You look like something I'd seen in my dreams. I'm so glad you're mine, my Pike County queen. Kentucky moons never shine so bright on the face of such an angel who saved my life.
All right, yeah.
Man. Thank you.
Excellent.
Appreciate it.
Excellent, man.
So does the inspiration for that song know it's about her?
Hey, man. Kick rocks, Pike County Queen. It's time for a new song. You know what I'm saying?
He said it on his it was like the first girl I was dating when I first learned the guitar, and kind of happened that way. But it's a song I'm thankful I wrote, I guess, you know.
Absolutely, man.
That's
It's a great
song.
tune.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, Neil, man, you didn't. So your high school baseball memory, what is it?
All right, so I think if I have one, it's I don't remember who we were playing. It was a team we played before in the year, and it was my last senior year. And I think it was the first game of the year. And I got disciplined for cutting school or something. I don't remember what I did. So I didn't start the first game, but I didn't come into like the fourth inning. And the first pitch I saw of the year, I went yard. And I think it was against this team. So we played at Manual towards the end of the year. And I don't remember what I'd done that game, but Bellarmine there was a few colleges there, and I got thrown at and hit the dirt and was pissed. Didn't get hit. No, didn't get hit. Didn't dust off, got back up, next pitch, bomb, home run. I was so mad, though. Yeah, that's probably mine.
Did you say anything to the pitcher as you were
No,
around the bases?
Lord, no, I didn't do any of that stuff. I was not that guy. I just dropped a bomb off of him, man. It was fine. It was even.
All right, Luke. So our listeners that want to follow you a little more closely, where can they find you?
Yeah, LukeTrimbleMusic.com as the website, and then Instagram, it's Luke Trimble 11. Facebook, just Luke Trimble Music. I had a Twitter, and it was going good and got hacked a few weeks ago, and I've not got it back.
It's been happening a lot.
Yeah, I'm not too mad. It's whatever.
Dude, Twitter has become a trash heap.
Yeah,
anyway, it really has.
I think it just happened to Peyton Bowling because I got a big long message from him trying to tell me how rich he's getting in Bitcoin.
Yeah, he did. He did that with me too, but I think it was him. I think it was Peyton.
So he quit music and now he's rich in Bitcoin, huh?
No, I don't think he's quit music. I think he's just funding his lifestyle now. I was like, man, I wrote a song about this pyramid scheme. I can't do it.
But for the music, it's Nothing to Lose is the EP I released last November, and you can find that Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff.
Yep, that's a good one to listen to start to finish.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to recording this next one and pushing it too.
Dude, can't wait to hear what you got coming out, because everything so far has been golden.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, you got to take us out with one,
yeah,
too.
What you got?
What do you got to take us out with?
We'll do a tune called Bluegrass. It's usually one I close my sets out with, and it was on the last EP as well. It's all about just growing up in Kentucky and being thankful for that. So.
Right on.
Cool.
When my days on earth are over, when I reach the great divide, something made of my name will people love. Rejoice and cry, 'cause I know I could be son of a bitch. Tastes good hard and throws in a dish, but I reckon I gave it my best try. Somewhere down the line, get to see my papa's face. Sure, he'll put me in my place, watching over me from above. I'll sin and sorrow, or on my case I try to give more than I take. Circumstance can shake your face, so I took path not traveled many times. Somewhere down the line, make sure to place me on a hillside facing east, so I don't have to miss sunrise again. No matter where I go around this world, hope to make it back to Kentucky in the end. So when you lay me down to rest, make sure there's bluegrass above my head. I aim to have myself a family and some land to harvest my crops. Little house surrounded by woods, so I have some place to get lost. Hope learn from times that I was wrong. It's many more than few. A lifetime full of memories when my days are through. Make sure to place me on a hillside facing east, so I don't have to miss sunrise again. No matter where I go around this world, hope to make it back to Kentucky in the end. So when you lay me down to rest, make sure there's bluegrass above my head. So when you lay me down to rest, make sure there's bluegrass above my head.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
All right, Luke, man, thanks for chatting with us the last hour or so.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah,
I truly appreciate it, man.